The unthinkable has happened. For years, Activision told us they needed skill-based matchmaking, that it was crucial for player retention. They said the data proved it, but now, in the middle of the Black Ops 7 beta, they've just yanked it out. Not completely, but in a brand new separate playlist. And it's immediately made the game feel like classic Call of Duty again. Why now? Why, after years of silence and aggressive defense of the system, have they finally caved? It's simple. They are panicking. This is the story of how a dedicated community, a rising competitor, Battlefield 6, and pure uncut corporate greed finally forced the biggest video game publisher in the world to blink. But don't be fooled, the fight is far from over. To understand the gravity of this, we need to go back. For the last 6 years, since Modern Warfare 2019, Call of Duty's multiplayer has been slowly choked by a strict, hyper-aggressive matchmaking algorithm. Lobbies dissolved after every single match, connection was secondary to skill. Every game felt like the grand finals of the CDL. It became exhausting. Fun evaporated. And what did Activision say? They published that notorious blog post, that white paper, where they basically told the community, our data shows you're wrong. They insisted SBMM was essential to protect less skilled players and keep them from quitting. But the community got loud. We didn't just complain, we organized. We had an unprecedented, coordinated effort across every major platform this year. We started holding the line on pre-orders. We're talking about millions of players collectively saying, no SBMM, no money. The chatter in the beta was furious, and the pre-order charts were telling a story Activision couldn't ignore. And then, just this past weekend, Treyarch dropped the bomb. A brand new playlist called Open Mosh Pit. The patch notes explicitly stated that in this mode, skill is minimally considered in the matchmaking. In plain English, they turned SBMM way down, essentially reverting to the loose, connection-first matchmaking of the classic era. This is monumental. It is a direct admission that the system they defended for half a decade was, in fact, the problem. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is a tactic, not a commitment. They are using the beta to gauge how much fan goodwill they can purchase for free before they have to hard commit to the final game. It's a smokescreen, and we need to look closer at what forced their hand. Has this little gamble for Activision actually paid off yet? Let's look at the only thing these corporations actually care about: the numbers. When it comes to pre-orders for Black Ops 7, it does appear that some juicy things are happening. For starters, Call of Duty sales on Steam has absolutely plummeted. It has dropped from number 15 all the way down to 30. This is an absolute failure for a AAA title of this magnitude. The PC market is holding the line, and that is a massive victory for the community and our stance on SBMM. But on PlayStation, something slightly more concerning has happened. Battlefield 6 is still number 1, even halfway through Call of Duty's beta, but COD has also jumped up a little bit. It looks like the cross-gen bundle has jumped up, meaning more people are starting to pre-order Black Ops 7. Now, I'm going to try not to get too angry, but I truly hope fans are not falling for Activision's grease. The only reason why these things are happening in the first place is because people have been sticking to their guns and not pre-ordering. Activision is panicking. Microsoft? They've also been panicking. They are already losing. We now know officially $300 million a year on Call of Duty because it's on Game Pass. They understand this series has been circling the drain. The problem for them is simple. People stopped buying, people stopped wailing on microtransactions. That is the only reason why Call of Duty has been seeing change, and of course, the ever-looming threat of Battlefield 6 breathing down their neck. We do not know for certain if they are actually removing SBMM from the launch of Black Ops 7. Do not just pre-order the game because they made a couple of playlists in the beta. Activision, you have burned us too many times. If you want Black Ops 7 to succeed, you need to hard commit right now to the complete removal of strict SBMM and then get to work on everything else. Because while SBMM is the root cause, there are still major core issues facing this game. Removing skill-based matchmaking does not automatically make Black Ops 7 a top 5 Call of Duty title. The game has been plagued with countless other issues over the years, so I want to give you guys my initial thoughts on the matchmaking, or potentially the lack thereof. The biggest concern out there is this just a placebo? Is Activision pulling the wool over our eyes and the matchmaking is just slightly tuned down? We do not know, and that honestly is the problem. I have no freaking idea right now if I'm being gaslit. In my experience, lobbies have felt better. It's still sweaty because it's a beta, but the variety is there. I'm running into players of all skill levels and the whole experience is less draining. But on top of everything, and I might catch some heat for this, but I think the maps are pretty terrible. Most maps in most game modes feel like what I'll call face-off plus. They are chaotic as hell. And honestly, I think it's because of the movement. They sort of like shoehorned in areas to make the wall running and double jumping work. You have terrible spawns and the maps still have doors. Like 4 doorways and 1 window into every single hardpoint objective. Man, it's utter chaos. It feels like it's rare for you to die in this game and not see at least 3 sources of incoming damage on the death report. Call of Duty is supposed to be arcade-like, but it wasn't like this back when we were playing on better designed maps. I feel like a big reason why they're so heavily relying on Black Ops 2 remakes this year is because they know their core maps just aren't good. They're going to rely heavily on 10-plus-year-old map designs to basically get them through. And how are those classic maps even going to feel? It's going to be really weird going from the door-riddled, wall-jumping chaos we have here to a map like Raid. They will instantly be made worse because people will be able to use the wall jumping and slide canceling to reach areas they previously couldn't. Which BO2 map do you think they are going to ruin the most with wall running and slide canceling? Raid? Standoff? Hijacked? Put your thoughts in the comments below. So, back to the matchmaking. Yes, the open mosh pit is a better experience. It is undeniably more fun when I'm not forced into an anxiety-ridden CDL Pro League match just because I had 2 good games in a row. But the problem is Activision's lack of transparency. They have not committed to anything for the launch of the game. They are simply watching to see if we bite hard enough to make pre-order numbers go up. The minute they hit their targets, I have zero doubt they will pull these playlists and tell us that the data showed that only a small vocal minority used the open playlists. Look at what they are up against. Battlefield 6 is charting incredibly well, showing a truly polished product that is focused on grounded, classic military shooter gameplay. It's everything Call of Duty is not right now. Activision knows if they launch with strict skill-based matchmaking, they will hemorrhage their player base to a legitimate competitor. So this is my final plea. Do not let up the pressure. This is not the time to run to the store to pre-order. This is the time to stand firm. If you want the full launch of Black Ops 7 to feel like the classic COD experience, you have to make Activision sweat. They need to publish a clear official blog post stating strict skill-based matchmaking will be completely removed from all casual playlists at launch. Lobby disbanding will be completely removed so players can stay for rematches. Connection ping will be returned to the #1 priority in the matchmaking process. Until we see a hard commitment in a public official statement, you have to hold the line. Cancel your pre-order if you have one. Do not buy the $100 edition. Let them watch the pre-order charts continue to plummet. The community is finally in a position of power. Let's make sure they commit to the solution. Hold the line. If you agree, smash the like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know in the comments what percentage chance do you give Activision of keeping the reduced SBMM playlists in the final game. Be honest. Let's see what the community really thinks. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Forgive incompetence.
This is beneath us.